VC, it's Mazzy here, and it's contest time. I've only done one contest early on when I had just a handful of subscribers. Maybe it was
Fake news.
I don't remember.
Sorry.
There was not photography.
This is the weekend of Mazzy, but we're starting off with fake news. Mazzy just said he only did one contest. He did 2 contests already. I have well-wishers out there. Hi fans. I'll sign autographs later. Sorry. Mazzy just said he only did 1 contest. He clearly did 2, and if I have to prove that, I entered the photography contest with my Henry Diltz entry, and then his Beatle covers contest with my Ruddles, my award-winning Ruddles work. And maybe Mazzy wants to forget one of those 2 contests, but I ain't forgetting. Anyway, let's talk about Mazzy. Mazzy, congratulations, 500 plus subs. I've got 750, but Mazzy's better than me because he's got more albums, more knowledge, and he does more videos, and I only do 1 or 2 a week. Mazzy's one of the few people on the VC I have notifications set to on. If there's somebody out there you love on the vinyl community, anybody on YouTube, hit notifications so you get notified every time they drop a video. So last night I come home from work on a Friday, and I turn on Mazzy on the smart TV so my whole family can watch Mazzy videos together. Isn't that a little bizarre? Actually, I wanted them to see the great set of videos he did on the box sets. I'm going to go ahead and nominate those 3 videos for the Vinyl Community Hall of Fame, 3 of the top 20 best videos ever done on the vinyl community, just because of the breadth of knowledge and that he has in his collection. And it's kind of a retrospective of retrospective albums, so it's like a lot of great information. Anyway, we're watching these videos on the big TV, and another video comes up, which is a contest. So Mazzy's doing a contest with his 500 plus subscribers, and sort of a tribute to 50 years ago, what happened? 1969 happened. A lot of stuff happened in 1969. In that video, Mazzy mentioned that he really liked this new movie. I'm going to get to the contest in a minute, guys. I got records to show you for the contest, but this is a preamble why this is the weekend of Mazzy. Excuse me. I'm wearing a hat today because of Mazzy. Mazzy and his hats. And my hair's not washed or combed, so that's convenient. So he also mentioned that he had just seen this movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which takes place in 1969. I actually went to see that movie last night with my wife, and here's something weird that happened. Last night was August 9th, 2019. 50 years ago to the day, August 9th, the brutal Manson Tate murders occurred. That's a backdrop to this movie, although this movie's not about that, and it takes a lot of fictional and non-historical liberties. Very interesting movie, and I live in Los Angeles, and so all the sites and locations were familiar to me, many of those places I've been. I think I need to do another video about that movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So let's get on to the Mazzy, and I gotta read the questions here. So, an album that everyone should own. I didn't even pull that album out, so pause while I figure this out. An album that I think everybody should own. This does not mean it's the greatest album ever, but it's an album that is really kind of groundbreaking at the time it came out. Dusty Springfield doing Dusty in Memphis. Dusty getting together with the Memphis sound. Dusty's from England and was kind of a pop singer and had a lot of great hits, but when she got together with the Memphis sound, what year is this? I don't even know. Might even be 1969, probably not. Anyway, this album has so many great songs on it. What songs are on here? Just a Little Lovin', Son of a Preacher Man, which I guess was used in the Tarantino film. Just One Smile, Windmills of Your Mind by Michel Legrand, who just died. Anyway, this is kind of a classic pop vocal album from the 60s, Dusty Springfield. One record you would play to get someone in the mood. Well, I'm going to feature this artist later in this video, and it's going to be kind of a surprise because it's kind of a jazzy, fusion-y album. but this was the group that my wife and I were into together when we got together, when we met at the record store in 1984. Pat Metheny. Hardly anybody shows Pat Metheny on the VC. There's one song on here called Are You Going With Me? Is this the right record? Yeah. Song 2 on side 1, Are You Going With Me? That is kind of a romantic ballady sort of a song, but it's hard to explain. He did a cheesy video on it, which is, you know, romantic relationship. Is it about a breakup or is it about something else? But that's an amazing song. And about half the songs on here would be okay for getting in the mood. There's a couple songs that are... Actually, side 1 on this works perfect for getting in the mood. So check out Are You Going With Me on the Pat Metheny Off-Ramp album. And one of my favorite artists who's never really shown on the VC. Okay, number 3. Beautiful album cover art and packaging. This is going to be compact disc. Sorry, it just is. There's the front, and I'm going to feature this later in my box set video. Klein Baby? What does that mean? Dirty Nels? That doesn't make any sense. The album is called Dirty Baby by Nels Cline. Nels Cline, the guitar player you know from Wilco. I actually was a big fan of his before he got into Wilco in his sort of solo jazz career. So this is a box set of 2 CDs and a total of 3 books, and it really features a lot of art. So first of all, the disc packaging itself, side A, side B, and then artsy on the back and a book in the middle. Each record is just a simple either blue or red. So there's 3 booklets here. Booklet 1 is the making of the record and the studio work and all that stuff, richly photographed. And then the other 2 books are complete standalone art pieces. They're well, this one's photography, and this one is just the paintings of Ed Rushka. And so these are very geometric paintings, and each one has a title that is slightly reminiscent of what's going on. In God We Trust. Do As I Say Or. I heard you moved to Pahrump, Nevada. You cannot escape. That's a strange name for a painting. Pahrump, Nevada, the home of Art Bell, late night conspiracy theorist. That's just the second of the 3 books. The third book is photography of, oh, I guess it's Ed Rushka again. So, and each CD is thematically attached to one of the 2 books. So both CDs are different musicians and different types of music. This second booklet is black and white photography, really kind of spacey, ethereal. I have a Holga camera, if you've ever seen that kind of a Holga camera. Sort of that look, but it's probably not a Holga. It's just the way he printed it for the most part, the way he printed the photos. So, and he also has a title for each photo. Howl, Crybox, Brave Men. Are we focusing on these beautiful photos? Uncertain Frontier, the TPs. Oh, he's got black and white too. It's like only one black and white in the whole book, maybe. I mean color, not black and white. An artist whose entire catalog you own or are working to own. Well, I already mentioned Pat Metheny. When my wife and I met, he was sort of near the peak of his career with ECM. So she and I both have complete collections of his work on ECM. Then he left ECM and went to Geffen Records, and I have pretty much all those records on Geffen. And we have the complete CDs, so that's like saying we have 3 complete Pat Metheny collections. Pat Metheny is in this rare group of people who've won like 28 or 30 Grammys. There's only, you can count the group of people that are that successful on one hand. consistently making great albums for 30 or 40 years. Amazing musician. Does not get enough play on the VC. We have 3 people in this house, and all 3 of them are sort of completists for different groups. So, me with the Pat Metheny, my wife with Wilco. Oh, I forgot to show you. Hold on. So, you've heard me say that my wife is one of the world's biggest Wilco fans. And what do you get somebody for birthdays and Christmas when they only have like 8 or 10 albums? Well, we've got all the Wilco albums, and the Uncle Tupelo, and the Nels Cline, and all the side projects. And then I got into posters, so we have a bunch of Wilco concert posters framed around the house. And then you go to their website and they got all kinds of merch. So yeah, we even went for the merch. We went for the, do you have a Wilco scarf? Again, when you're running out of birthday ideas. And then the last artist that we are completists on, well, my son is a massive Queen fan, so he has like everything from Queen. And let's see, what do we got over here? Oh, shit. Do you have the Queen 3D book by Brian May? Brian May, as you know, is a brilliant astrophysicist, PhD, and in addition to books about astronomy, he's also a 3D photographer, so he has a book of 3D photographs that you have to view with these super weirdo nerd glasses. Show an artist who released their first album in 1969. Well, it's right here in front of me. Duh. Santana. Santana's first album, 1969. And this is a classic because it has Waiting, Evil Ways, Persuasion, Soul Sacrifice. Back then in the early days, did you know that Neil Schon from Journey joined Santana when he was like 16 or 17? He's not on this record, but that's some cool Santana trivia. Carlos Santana, still getting it done 50 years later. He was in the new, what's that movie that just came out? Is it the Miles Davis movie that's coming out? Documentary, soon to be reviewed by me as soon as it comes out. Okay, Santana. I gotta read these questions off the phone, sorry. My favorite album from 1969. I gotta go look that up too. Okay, favorite album from 1969, and that was a great year for records, by the way. I saw an article just now called Was 1969 the Greatest Year Ever for Debut Albums? Not a debut album, but my favorite album from 1969. Let It Bleed, Rolling Stones, one of my top 2 or 3 Stones albums. Hopefully everybody has this record. Also an essential record from 1969 you should all have. This one's even more essential, but if you want to call it my favorite, Let It Bleed, Love in Vain. 2 songs on here came from old blues songs. Love in Vain and another one. Give Me Shelter's on here. You got The Silver, Can't Always Get What You Want. Monkey Man, Country Hunk, with a great cover. A little bit of a nod to the Beatles. Let It Be, Let It Bleed, Birthday Cake. Anyway, you guys hopefully know that record very well. Essential record. What else? Let me check the Mazzy list. This list is so long. Alright. Name Mazzy's 3 favorite bands and show 1 album from each of them. Show a hat. Wear a hat. This is my Nike hat. I don't have a big hat collection, but let's see here. You guys know who Mazzy's favorite bands are? If not, that's a hint. Mazzy's the world's biggest fan of you-know-who. All I could find was the greatest hits. We got other stuff of theirs around here somewhere. Number 2. How about a cool 10-inch? There you go. If you don't know who the Mazzy's 3 favorites are, you should know by now. Is that? What about the 4th favorite? What about the 4th and the 5th favorite? You think I could come up with those? Is this the 4th favorite? No, maybe not the fourth visit. I guess that's it. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to Mazzy. Maybe subscribe to me. Hit notifications for either one of us if you want to get updated on our videos when they come out. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We will talk to you soon.